Yeah, see, I get a lot better fucking stuff from PlayClaw compared to Fraps. Like, I'm getting solid 40 frames per second right now. Alright, did you invite me? Yes, you did. Okay. I kind of wanted that bulbous ass conversation about that spider to be the opening, but I guess that's not going to happen since I'm changing programs, so... What up? This is a review.
Hey guys.
Pineapple.
So I'm going to go ahead and talk and just kind of explain what we're doing for the reviews, and of course we're going to change it or whatever, but the base review right now, this is the idea I've had, and hopefully this will work, especially because we're all argumentative and we like to get down each other's throats. The review is going to be kind of a round table talk. We'll go ahead and bring up one thing, one person will, and then the other two people will talk about it, and we can go around and start with someone's opinion of the game, argue about it, and then go to the next person's, and so on. So.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
And this will be uninterrupted gameplay too, because I would love to get that review style-esque gameplay where we show the multiplayer and all that other bullshit, but I'm a lazy ass and I really don't want to edit that, so. Alright, Andrew, you're first, since you're in the first platoon. I'm going off the platoon list.
What? What am I doing?
You get to talk about how you feel about the game when compared to other games like it, lack of, and so...
Yeah, there is sort of a lack of games like it. There's games like it, but you don't find, like, the same sort of thing with tanks. Like, you can't find anything out there that's sort of the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of arcadey
Go ahead
and
too,
tanks and stuff. Yeah, I probably should get a tank. What are we doing, tier 4s?
Yeah.
Where's my tank? Tank!
Sorry, I just rather have him watch gameplay and not just my tank being confettied on.
Spun around in a circle.
Spin around in circles.
I can't find my tank.
I'm so... every time I talk to you guys, it disrupts my click, so I can't... Oh, there you go. Woo! Do you really have that many tanks you can't find it?
I have 70 tanks.
Holy shit, dude. And I thought I had a problem with Dota.
I have 8.
I have
Obviously, I like this game.
8 too.
I don't exactly know why I like this game. It's just addictive for some fucking reason.
Well, you know why you like a game and why you hate it. Obviously, like there's a reason why I don't play this game, and there's a reason why you do, and that's why we're discussing it today.
I'm playing tanks.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna butt in here. I think the feeling of having a massive piece of machinery shoot another massive piece of machinery is very satisfying.
Very much so. Especially this tank, which can probably instant kill half the field right now.
Oh, why am I only getting 18 frames?
I don't know. I'm only getting 30. 30 is what you need, so if you're not making 30, that sucks.
I know, but I shouldn't be getting 18.
I'm streaming, I'm getting 33. I started spinning my thing around and I get 50, so I'm only getting 30 because it's only giving me 30.
For the sake of the video recording and to make sure it's still on. Alright.
Turn that.
I am a tank and I'm driving forward. Well, you just... Where the hell are you going?
Alright.
Where are we going? We're going towards the middle of the map. This is stupid.
Yes, it's a fantastic plan.
So go
I'm
ahead,
gonna go this way.
Andrew, let's get your opinion fully into the matter, graphics, gameplay, the usual shizazz review shit.
The graphics are pretty good on this, actually.
I do have to agree, especially with the update. The graphics are
Yeah,
outstanding.
the better models look pretty good.
like everything starts looking pretty pretty. I just said the same word
The
twice.
fact that my
Redundant,
tracks actually
redundant.
have individual things, and I don't know, it looks great.
Yeah, their animations are pretty awesome. If only I was like actually able to look inside the tank, that would be cool. Except for that would be hard to figure out what the fuck's inside the tank.
And it actually
And the
knows
dis-
drive.
Well, this looks like this is gonna go horribly.
Yep. Anyways,
Some flaws I think there with this game is that there is no sort of ranking system. They give you rankings, but it doesn't really count for shit.
if you don't mind me butting in, didn't you say you don't really care about ranks usually?
Well, it puts you like in these matches where there's obviously like that group of KVs up there. Say they were like fucking winning 70 out of all their games, 70% of their games,
Yeah.
and say RKV was losing 70% of their games. Wouldn't it be better to split those 70s up, unless it were a party, obviously? But wouldn't it be better to kind of have that equal?
Yeah, no, I completely, I understand. Kind of like the Dota one, where it takes all the MMRs of the whole groups and add them up so they are equal.
Even in Dota Public, they have MMR.
Yeah,
It
no,
just
I know.
doesn't tell you what it is.
I know. Yeah, I definitely know
Like that's
that is.
something this game is somewhat missing. Like, there's obviously there's skill
So a balance issue.
problems going on. Yeah, because you can get on these teams that just get completely annihilated.
And that for me is what puts me off the game, is just like I've said, I've had even especially playing by myself, I've had a lot of games where we've just gotten torn up and destroyed, and it's just ruins it for me, I guess. So
Yeah.
I feel like that improved ranking system would drive me to play the game a little bit more personally.
Another thing that I have with this game, like, the community isn't as hostile as some other places. Like, I guess most people don't really say shit, but they just go along and play their tank, and the few people that are just joking around, you normally just joke around.
Yeah, no, I do have to agree with you.
Community's not
Community is
completely hostile.
less toxic than most, or less hostile. I hate that word toxic when talking about.
Why'd you just use it, motherfucker?
Yeah, because you use it all the time and whatever. No, it's less hostile. I have to agree, but at the same time, it's still a video game, and it still does have the hostility of video games. Like you're always gonna have a certain amount that you'll never be able to escape, because it is competitive and it is, win or lose situation.
That
Yeah.
is true. But in comparison to something like Dota, which I guess you can sort of compare the two, because it's team-on-team battle,
Yeah.
and you have
Well-
to work with your team.
Well, we're
You
comparing
don't
kind of
have-
communities there.
yeah. It's
The
Being
community
able
for
to-
Dota is just completely toxic.
I have to disagree with that, in a certain aspect that. So what I compare it to is, like, yes, I've had some really shitty, hostile, mean players in Dota that I have reported, have gotten arguments with. I mean, you guys have been through a load of that with me. Sadly, more than others. And yeah, and it is a little bit more hostile, I will have to agree, but calling it toxic, calling it, whatever it is, I think is a little too far. Because I feel like the toxic gaming community is Call of Duty. I'm sorry, but a bunch of
Possibly, yes.
12-year-olds yelling at me through their mics, I can't handle it sometimes.
It is Call of Duty is kind of toxic, but it's just one of those games where you just kind of shut people out and just go around shooting people. It's not complicated.
Well, yeah.
What's
Go ahead, though, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Aaron, do you want to chime in on anything?
You brought up some pretty good points. I guess the reason I like this game is, well, like I said before, you're in a tank shooting other tanks, and it's pretty cool.
Go ahead and ready up, Andrew.
I like I like being on a team, but I like, this is gonna sound weird, but I like that other people can't really, like, yell at me. One of the things I think Dota could do without is the voiced over IP. I know you kind of need it to communicate, but people just use it to yell at you, call you a scrub.
It is abused, yeah. I do have.
It really pisses me off.
The availability to mute though in Dota is a wonderful tool.
See, another thing I might not know about this is there is a voice channel on this. I just don't have it activated. Not very many people do.
As I say, I think you have to have it activated to even hear anyone. So.
Yeah, you have to have it activated to hear people.
And I have to actually agree with you. The point of voice channel is to communicate with the teammates, not abuse them. And Andrew, go ahead and ready up again, so we're not in the menu. Sorry.
Fuck you.
I actually need to, oh, okay, never mind.
So hey, you're on the top list, Andrew.
Yay, I'm an artist. Yeah. This is almost a pure tier 4 game.
That's awesome.
See,
Sweet.
this sort of shit can happen. I'm the only arty on our team. They have 2.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel lonely. Look where I'm at.
Well, hi over there, Andrew. Go ahead. What else do you want to say about this game?
I don't know. It's a lot of fun. Okay. In Dota, you pick from all these characters. Instead of unlocking the characters, you can just choose whichever one at random, which makes it completely unbalanced because people who have played the game a lot know what characters are completely bullshit.
Yeah.
And somebody like me who really doesn't know what they're doing gets completely annihilated because they don't know what the hell they're doing. And they're using crap tanks, or crap characters.
Yes,
in this, you unlock tanks, and you move up the tiers, and it teaches you how to play the game.
If we're gonna keep using Dota as an example here, Dota isn't a good example of bullshittery because everything has a counter in it.
Oh yeah, no, everything. Yeah,
so this isn't close to that.
If I can chime in real quick, I actually have to completely disagree on the tier up thing, especially for Dota, because League of Legends has the, you have 10 free heroes, but you can't play all of them unless you unlock them. And which is nice and everything, but that also gets you to the point where if you don't have a hero unlocked and that other hero is your counter, then you're kind of fucked. So I feel like that works in some situations, especially in this game where oh shit, that's a tier. Ow. Sorry, I'm getting beat up over here.
We didn't even scratch them.
Stuff is getting towards me.
Let's roll.
There's Matilda in the middle of the field. I will aim at him. Why did I choose to play Artie? This isn't a good example.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. That whole tier up system definitely works in World of Tanks and World of Warplanes and this style list of games, which I do enjoy the fact that they have it because, I mean, it gives you something to play for, it gives you something to work for. The fact that it takes me, 8 months to get a tier 10 kind of pisses me off, but
it doesn't take that long if you really grind it out.
Exactly, and I love I like grinding in a certain sense, but I can't, and this is why I couldn't play WoW for days in on end, is because the grinding just wears on me so much. And
yeah, but the grinding in World of Tanks is playing the game. I know people say, oh, you're grinding to get your next thing and it's boring, but at least the grind is the game. Like, WoW, the grinding is just so that you can progress through the game. Like, get to the next area or whatever.
But it's kind of the... well, yeah, no, I guess you're right, actually.
in World of Tanks terms, the grind, yeah, the way I think of it is, if you don't want to do a whole lot of playing in a day, just, okay, I'll play like 3 matches today, but the 3 matches some other day, to get somewhere. It's like, just play it every so often. It's just one of those games where I just pick up the play.
No, yeah, I guess you do have a point on that, but I've been stuck on TF4 for what, the last month and a half, because I'm a casual gamer. I cannot play this game continuously in a day over and over again, and that's just because my view on the game is, you know, twisted or turned because of the experience I've had prior to it.
You also kind of started with a pretty crap line of tanks.
Everyone get out.
Well, yeah, but it shouldn't matter what line of tanks you have, because I mean, if you're saying like, hey, I go up to the American tree and I had a lot more better experience than the guy going up the Russian
No,
tree.
I'm saying you're trying to go for a heavy tank.
Oh yeah.
The way you seem to play the game, you want to be a medium. Like, you want to zip around the field, and you want to have a decent cannon to shoot people with. Well, right now, the tank you're playing, the T-28, right, that's the one you have?
Yeah.
Yeah. That tank, you're slow as hell, you've got kind of a crappy cannon on,
Well,
and you actually become quite a big target.
and that's my other argument with this game, is the balance is off completely.
Well, no, balance
Everything-
isn't off. You just, to play your tank, you have to kind of be a sniper. You have to hide behind the bushes, hide behind the hills, and let your scout tank scout the targets for you.
And I've definitely have learned that the hard way because of this the game, and you know, I'll have to agree with you on that. That's how I should and you know, should have played this tank, and I haven't. But and I know, I understand, like, each tank and each whatever has its own play style, but that also brings back the argument that you had about Dota. Is, since I'm a noob at this game, I have struggled to know what does what's good against what I need to do with this tank or that tank. So World of Tanks is still in that kind of situation that Dota is, or any other game where you have an open pool of characters or things that you can choose from, and that battle against each other.
Yeah, it's not balanced in a sense where it's balanced in a way it should be for, like, if you wanted to do a specific thing. Like, different teams do different things in different ways, but in this sense, like, nothing is completely balanced. There's some shit that's, like, way underpowered for its tier, and some shit that's way overpowered for its tier.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
The ELCAMX.
Again, but those things that are overpowered are usually underpowered, and they're
For the next tier.
for the next tier up. They normally can't pen shit, but they can do fuckloads of damage. Like this KV-1 here, it's useful for when it's top tier. When it starts getting put in games where it's against tier 7s and shit like that, it's gonna get fucking owned.
Yeah, and that whole balance, the whole ranked thing that you were talking about, Andrew, I think would be a glorious addition to this game, because and Aaron, I think the reason why you struggle in Dota is the same reason why Destron struggles too, is because basically with my MMR compared to yours, you probably have around 900 to 1,000. I have almost 3,000. So to balance out the game, they have to put players like me with players like you or Deshaun. I mean, the fact that you're better than Deshaun already says a lot. Like, no offense to the dude.
Okay,
but
hey, you would make a good scout tank. You're playing the T-28 like a scout. You came up to this M7
No, I was trying
and you
to-
said hi,
I was trying to get behind this
and
wall.
you
I didn't
poked
know
him.
he was over here.
just like that. And right now I'm playing a Lee, and this is a very bad example, and now you're trapped and you're screwed. Yeah. Churchill win there. Dead. Oh god.
And if I
Ow.
could pen people, I
That
would
was an
love
awful...
We are good at this game.
Ugh, first
Hey, I
three
killed
or four to
somebody.
Let's go
die.
play the tier 6 because I want to bring up my pay to win tank. No, and no, I do have to agree that like how I play that tank is a little off, and I should work on how I play. But I can't pan anybody with all the games that I get into. When I try to snipe, I can't snipe, so I gave up on that sniping aspect of it because I can't pan.
Another thing, you can play sort of support like in a game like this. Like, you just start pumping out high explosives and try to track people, knock off modules instead of try to kill them.
Yeah.
That will get them killed the same, but you're getting the same amount of points as the person that killed him. You're getting the point. I think it's double the points for the person that killed him.
Mhm.
I don't remember the exact XP, but being the support is always useful in this game.
Yeah. All right.
That's why I always carry around like 20 HE rounds, so I can like, oh look, there's a KV2. Hey look, it's gonna try to stick its face around the corner. Let's track it there so my whole team can blast it real quick.
Okay. Well,
Is the way I think about it.
with me, like I do still have to learn the game, and that's just because I have a lack of experience compared to you or Aaron have played it much more than I do. And that's with any team-on-team game. You just need the experience to go against other people because, I mean, most of the time, like, you know, per se Call of Duty or, I mean, really any team-on-team game where it's, you know, that doesn't have a ranked balance system or a level system, I mean, even if it does, you will always be paired with people who are a lot stronger than you and who know the game better than you, and it's quite irritating, I think, sometimes, but, yeah, let's get back to the game itself. I mean, the aspects of the gameplay and graphics-wise.
You might not want to go that way. Or just let the KV2 get in front of you. Your front armor is not as... I don't remember what your front armor is anymore.
It's actually pretty good. It's my side
Yeah.
armor that's the...
Your side armor is awful.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why I'm following. I have no armor.
But back to the...
Yeah, Hellcat's made of paper.
But Hellcats are strong as shit.
No, the Hellcat's armor is complete crap.
I mean, the
Its
cannon.
cannon
That's
is
what
its
I was
saving
saying.
grace.
Yeah.
This cannon's not that great. It's the same cannon as the M6.
So back to the game. The gameplay of this game is unique. I mean, the gameplay of all the world or whatever is unique, and you know, I mean, yes, it's usual vehicle driving game, but it controls really well. I'll have to give it that.
And they also have a different mechanic for sight than most games would normally go for. They would, instead of just sticking everybody, like, if you can see them, you can see them.
Yeah.
But in this, they have, you can't see them unless your tank allows you to see them.
And oh shit.
Ah, shit.
And I really do like that
Fuck
about
you,
this game.
KV2.
'Cause it makes you move around the map. It makes you get into places where you need to get to, and I really do like that aspect of it. And there's a couple things about this game that I do like, but still my main argument, my main hatred for this game is just the fact that a lot of times, and it happens in Dota too. I'm just got past that like good bad ratio to where it doesn't happen much with me anymore, but I lose and die in a lot of games of World of Tanks, and I understand that might be part of the experience and part of getting better at it, but it definitely ruins the fun and the enjoyment out of it when you're getting blown up left and right in the game.
Now that you bring that up, I'm gonna make a point here. The first few tiers are just shit for teaching people that they should like the game or anything. It's like, the first tier, it's just showing you that this tank's overpowered as fuck, why don't you go get killed by it 20 times?
Okay.
Because there's fucking groups of people that just roll around with T-18s trying to kill fucking people that are just getting into the game.
Which I probably have to me.
And that T-18 is fucking impenetrable by most tanks of the same tier.
Yeah, and then you get to the AT-2, which, when you first see it, is this, like, steel wall of death. And then you start tearing up your tank by killing all the other ones, and you find out that it's actually quite crap. I mean, everything has its counter, and most things' counters aren't on the same tier, they're like a tier above or something like that.
Yeah.
Or the same tier,
Damn it.
for that matter. You're not gonna... Most of the time you're not gonna be able to handle a tier... You're not gonna be able to go one-on-one with a tier above you. That should make sense.
Yeah, because it's a higher tier, and it's... He obviously has got that higher tier, something or whatever. God damn it. I have no idea where they're shooting from.
Yeah, there must be the Cheeto must see you.
They killed our driver. We're covering his position, but not
I'm getting shot by a VK and a T-34 and a VK.
That sight thing though also kind of does irritate me though, because unless you do know points around the map or what tank you have or what other tanks are on the map, and you know all the knowledge you need in the game to be successful, it does ruin the build up to that point. But once you get to that point, I can imagine it's fun. Like, you guys are probably at that point where you know most tanks, and you know how to counter everything, where to move, where to be, what your tank is useful for, and until I get to that point, it's just not that enjoyable for me.
See, I'm that type of person that go into a game, play it for a little bit, and if I find something that makes it hard, I'll go like, okay, let's see if someone else has figured out why this is so difficult, and see if I can use it to my advantage to know this knowledge.
Yeah.
I'll usually go start researching things.
But
Okay.
for me, I don't really want to research a game to be able to play it. That's my biggest complaint. Is, I mean, even with Dota, like, yes, Dota is one of those types of games where if you don't know that much, like Aaron said, it's going to be hard to counter everything, to know where you need to be, know what you need to do. But once you get to that point, then it's a little bit easier to progress from there.
Yeah,
but
to get to where I was in Dota, I had to research things to get to that point.
I did not research shit in Dota.
That's because you also had someone else to...
I played the game.
You also had me that... Yeah, you also had people to tell you what was going on, too.
You helped me out, but you didn't help me out that much. Because, I did, and I'm always confident about saying this, I am better at Dota than you. I'll say that day in and day out. I believe I'm better than your brother.
That's an easy statement to say, because you can't prove it, because you can't say one-on-ones are fair in that game.
We've lost the track.
No, they're not, but I've had my girlfriend say it, I've had other people say it, I'm confident in my Dota play, just because I have spent 1,200 hours on it, so, and you've probably spent 1,200 hours on this game because it appeals to you more. Anyways, before we get into like an eternity-long argument, I think we should probably wrap up the video.
Probably.
So, out of 10, what would you guys give this game?
7.5.
Maybe an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. And why would you give it that? Like, final statement from each of you. How about that?
It does a lot of things really well, but there are some things that could really use a lot of work. A lot of the points you said really hit home. So that's why it gets a 7.5. I really like the game because it's a pretty cool game. Gameplay's fun. But yeah, there are some balance issues that could be addressed.
Yeah. Andrew?
tanks.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
Like, it looks really pretty. It has, it's improved quite a bit from when I started playing it. Like, I played it since it got out of beta. Like, it's improved on graphics wise, it's improved on quite a lot, but the base concepts are still there. There's things that need fixed, in my opinion. There's some things that it's just kind of cool to have, like, I understand, like, having something that's OP. It's kind of cool to have it there. It's sucks sometimes, but it's kind of fun to have.
Yeah,
Just
especially
roll
if you
around
are
in
the
an OP
OP
tank.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, and people eventually learn that you're not that fucking resistant to bullet fire as you thought.
Yeah.
Like, it's the fun part of you're constantly trying to figure out new things and how to play the game a little bit differently.
Yeah, and with my tier 6s that I have now, it's... Now how the hell am I gonna pen this tier 8?
Yeah, and you're constantly up to that challenge. And then you get to tier 10 where you're not fucking competing for shit. You're just on top tier at all time, and it's like, I'm not trying to learn anything new. I'm just shooting people.
I would like to get to that point. I'll tell you right now, from where I did sit on this game to where I sit now, like I do enjoy it more, because you guys have changed my view on it, have changed, helped me out to understand it a little bit more, to, like it a little bit more, I guess. But my argument still stays that the build up and the curve and the difficulty curve needs to be balanced out a little bit more, and the game just needs, I think, a little bit more polish.
I think it needs a little less bullshittery early on. Like,
Yeah,
tier 5 is when it should start getting difficult. Like,
agreed.
like at tier 4, it should start being more difficult. Tier 3, around that area, you should be introduced to everything that's kind of retarded. The T18 is just bullshit. That needs to be
Yeah.
scaled down a little bit. But then it
T18's
goes into a
fun,
higher
needs to
tier
be
shit
lowered.
and it gets fucked. So,
Well, I think our overall score, especially with my low one, is a 7. So I'll probably have that in the titles or the end credit things if I even have that.
Roll the credits.
Yeah, roll the credits. All right, everyone.